Hello, 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 and welcome to the Lifestyle Show with me, Pam Joseph. Now, keeping in, the guidelines, pandemic still here. And so we are remote here, we're virtual. The Lifestyle Show is virtual. So, all welcome to my humble home. So, for the next 2 hours or so, please stay tuned. We're going to be entertained. Yes, thank you. And now, you're all very welcome to interact as well and to show any comments you'd like to make, particularly with continuing the sort of movement, if you will, of the Black Lives Matters movement, but you can start. I'm looking at certain aspects and issues pertaining to us here on our show. As usual, we have a panel of leaders and speakers who will be discussing certain aspects surrounding any of the issues we putting out to you. And we also ask you every week to do this for the coming week. Send in your questions, send in your comments because we're going to talk about this. So this week we are dealing with we focus on the world of British TV, film production, any aspect of that, whatever aspect that is. That's what we're dealing with today. We've still got some personal questions as well. YouTube live, that's Lifestyle Show TV. Email us on lifestyleandben@hotmail.co.uk. Just before the show begins, as I always do, I'm going to bring the show to speaker. With those of you who
Hi Pam, I'm really sorry to cut you. I
Yes.
always do love to hear your voice, but you were coming out a bit distorted. So I just wanted to be the voice of reason. Hello?
Am I still
Now you're back. Now you're back. You just needed me to come and talk to you. That's fine.
Oh, so the gentle touch.
Well, of course, a bit of persuasion, dark persuasion.
A bit of the dark persuasion, and it all comes good. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'll that.
Should I leave? Should I stay? It's up to you. Should I stay or should I go?
All right. So, okay, we're going to talk about what's coming up on the Lifestyle.
Well, obviously, we will be. When I say obviously, because I've been enjoying the herbal teas myself, paid for, not won. Just have to get out there. So we will be doing our Dalgety winner plus setting a new competition. So anything you hear from this minute now up until the end of the show could be a question. There you go. Look at those. Look at those. There is that. Don't let that fool you. There's a whole lot more. That's just jazzed up, just to sparkle and what have you. But there are some great ones there. We have a packed music corner. Gospel explosion. Lydia, Jade. Entertainment will be very entertaining today, and we will be crowning a new winner for the Dalgety Teas.
Yeah, and last week's show, that was a very good question, wasn't it? Because we had Metronome, Carnival, Mass Band, Steel Band, Metronome.
Indeed, you did.
And we posed a very good question. He actually said something. Actually, we can say the question.
We can.
Yeah, but when was it? What year was it created?
Indeed.
So it's great. We had a lot of response on that. So people are really in tune with their Carnival steel bands and mass bands, aren't they?
They are indeed. Well, it's that time. It's that time of the year. We're late July. You start the minute I hit August, I think Carnival. So I don't know if the rest of the world is a bit different to me, but that's the way I see it. So you are going to be there, and that little and Metronomes again. I'm not showing any bias
because we're not on the the sort of like the hallowed grounds of Notting Hill, but it's still going to be vibrant, virtual.
Of course.
Yeah.
Listen. You can't stop the vibe.
That's right.
Good time is good time. It doesn't matter how you do it.
Yeah.
Okay, you might do certain things on the streets of Notting Hill that you might not be able to do virtually. Sometimes you can. Just,
Yeah, I think that's something that we shouldn't talk about too much, Anthony. Sounds like something that you probably do on the streets of Notting Hill that we don't.
We're talking about the street vendors supporting your local community businesses while they're on the streets. What are you talking about?
Yes,
I wish I knew what you were talking about.
Well, my friend.
Okay, thank you.
Of course we are. Of course.
Indeed.
Okay, so it's all good, and that's coming up later. Thank you ever so much, Anthony.
No problem. Absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I'm going to say ta-da, and I'll see you.
See you later on. Right.
It was all the way, yes.
I'm just going to be here. I'm not even joking. This is real persuasion. It seems that your mic really likes me because the minute I go, it gets all distorted. So what we'll do, I'll allow you to do your intro. Once our first guest comes in, I will then vanish because I believe once you've got two screens, it works. This is not a joke.
Oh, so
if not, I'll always just sit there and just wave and be your co-host for the entire show.
Yeah. I wonder if I've got some vibrations going on that I shouldn't have.
What do you mean? Good vibrations. I'm here.
Okay, you're here. Okay, we'll stay there for the time being. So, okay, you know that most of the countries of the world are now slowly opening up, including Great Britain. We know this, and opening up their borders, open up for travel, tourism, what have you. Now, there's one particular sort of like continent that I think the British press didn't really, or the news didn't really talk about, which was to me such a success story all the way around, and that's the Caribbean.
Indeed.
Caribbean, yeah, and it's remarkable how they did it, and it's so great to understand each island. They positively and effectively locked down sharp with great results.
Indeed.
So one of the islands in particular, we're going to focus on today, and that is the beautiful island of Barbados, and we do have the Deputy High Commissioner, Reverend Charles Morris, on the show to talk to us about that. We're even going to show you some clips about the airport, the Grantley Islands Airport as well. So
I'm looking forward to this one.
Welcome, Reverend Charles Morris, to the show. Good evening.
Thank you and good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing very well. I'm doing very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much. I'm very well indeed. And I love to say this because I do not believe that, Britain really emphasized and looked at how the Caribbean dealt with coronavirus and still dealing with it, mind, but how effectively it was done. And one island in particular is Barbados. And can I just say, absolutely well done to the government, to you all, to the islanders themselves.
Well, I would want to thank you very much as well on behalf of the government and the people of Barbados. And it was not just an easy task, as you can see. The virus is here with us, and we have to try to deal with it, even if we have to live with it. But it is here, and we have to deal with it.
Yeah, it is still here. And, when we hear about, most countries, including Britain, England is suffering with, trade and tourism, what have you. But imagine the islands in the Caribbean, most of them do rely on tourism and international trade, and how they still suffered, but yet wanted to keep the islanders and be safe with them, with health aspects as well. So, but we're going to show something here, Reverend, if you don't mind, to our viewers, to see exactly what we're talking about when we talk about Barbados doing it correctly, and how the airport has actually almost transferred. We're talking about Grantley Adams Airport, and if we can actually show some of that right now, how it's been transformed into a coronavirus free, and when we're talking about keeping our distance, 2 meter style. Can we have that?
So this is the entrance where the visitors will come in, those who have to be tested. All of the arrangements are set up. This is the queue in here. You've got hand sanitizers all over the place. You have the machines on the other side. So anybody who doesn't have a PCR test, this is where they will be coming to. And nicely done. Tremendous work here by the team at Grantley Adams Airport. Lots of signage. The place has been completely transformed. It's hard to believe this was just a sterile, empty room. Immigration officers are in position, and everything is ready to roll. Health officers are ready. These are the forms which you will be required to fill out. And then beyond here is the seating area until you're called, and then the testing area is up at the back. So quite an impressive setup here at Grantley Adams Airport.
Wow, look at that. Do you know that transformation he spoke about? I mean, I have been to Grantley Adams Airport. I mean, but how remarkable that was. Do we even know how long that took to actually do that?
Well, let me say that there was planning at every stage. And as much as the government planned to deal with it at the beginning, they also would have planned for when they were reopening the country. But this did not happen by accident. It did not happen by luck. It is clearly that the government had well planned for this virus. Now, the reason why I can find out 6 reasons why the government was successful at this. And the first one is how the government perceived the pandemic. How did it perceive COVID-19? Now, there's a view that some persons view it as a war. Now, how you view an entity will determine your response to it. And in my view, the government never perceived it as a war. It was perceived as a public health crisis. To perceive an entity as a war means, therefore, that, in fact, in a war, and being a teacher of history myself, I know that there is a lot of collateral damage in a war. And very often, it is the innocent ones who die. So if you perceive it as a war, then you're going to run yourself in a situation where some people will die, and you will say, well, that does not matter. That happens in a war. It was perceived as a public health crisis. Now, as you know, a crisis has to be dealt with. And even the good book says that a crisis must be dealt with urgency. And therefore, the government dealt with it urgently. And the task ahead then meant that there would have been no retreat or no surrender from the task. And that is one reason why you would find that the government had some success, because of how they perceived it. Secondly, the country was well led from the very beginning. There was a problem coming, and the government dealt with it immediately. While others were still trying to determine if it's a pandemic or epidemic, the government was putting structures in place, putting buildings in place to deal with this, because it seems though, as a matter of fact, that is what visionary leadership is about. Not only just doing things, but anticipating. And the government anticipated well, so they had buildings in place for quarantine, they had buildings in place for testing, they had all of these put in place. And in other words, there was absolutely no delay.
Yeah.
Thirdly,
so much so that if we can say some figures here now, island nation of 275,000, just over 100 cases of coronavirus and only 7 deaths to date. Now, when you look at that statistic against, the figures there and the negatives and 7 deaths, it's remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable. And this is what we call a really true success story.
It is a success story. And again, it depends on the leadership. First of all, if you are going to lead in a crisis, there must be truth and there must be trust. The government must tell the people the truth, and the people must trust the government to do the right thing. And these two were at play in the Barbadian situation. The truth was never compromised. The government did not hide the facts from the people. The government did not hide the dangers from the people. You see, the moment there was a death, the government told the people of Barbados. They were informed. The moment there was somebody had contracted the virus, the people of Barbados were informed. So that is one way, gaining the trust of the people. And if there's one thing I must say, that Barbados itself became a beacon of hope for people living here in the United Kingdom. There were many people who were calling, and they felt that, they can look to Barbados. In a crisis, you always look for that hope, that beacon of hope. And a number of persons called they indicated an interest in Barbados. They saw what was going on, and they felt good. As a matter of fact, one lady called and she asked how was my prime minister doing, her prime minister, that is. And I was a bit hesitant and I wasn't sure. So then when I gave her an answer, she asked, who are you talking about? And I told her. She said, no, I'm talking about Mia Mottley. That's my prime minister. I said, but you're prime minister and you were not even born in Barbados. You're not a Barbadian. She said, no, I'm not a Barbadian. I don't want to be a Barbadian. I will never be a Barbadian. I am a Bajan. And you couldn't want any more intimate than that. Okay? So you'll find that decisions were taken, decisions were made, and that is another reason why we were able to deal with it. And once a decision was taken, it was followed right through to the end. Sometimes you go to a doctor and the doctor gives you antibiotics, and you tend to, sometimes as soon as we begin to feel better, we stop taking them. Not in this situation. Not in this situation. Like antibiotics, you must take the full course. And the government took the full course with this.
Indeed.
And most importantly, however, was the fact that both government and the scientists were in sync.
That's the thing.
That was the key, the key as well. That everybody, the government, the frontline workers, the doctors, the czar, everybody all of them were singing from the same sheet and the same handbook and all the like. Yes. And the other thing is that kind of leadership then redound for us here in the High Commission as well, because we had to deal with people who were stranded here and who wanted to go back home. And obviously there'd be anxieties. And the High Commissioner himself brought everybody on board, the Barbados Tourism Merchant Inc., all of us were on board. We called the people, as soon as people called in, we responded to them, and not just respond by email, but after a day or two, we would call them to find out how things were going. So that in itself was a way of dealing, you see, because we saw it as human beings, and not a war, but we saw it as a crisis for with my.
Indeed, indeed. You spoke about the Prime Minister. You spoke about Mia Mottley talking about, okay, now we've done well. Let's now open our borders. Let's now look at trade and tourism, possibly trade remotely, because what we're hearing now is a Barbados welcome stamp visa.
Yes.
Yes. Talk to me about this.
Well, even before I heard about it, it seemed as though it was talked about. And the next morning we had floods of emails, flood of WhatsApp messages. So many people here in London are interested in that. And I'm sure that you would want to go to Barbados and work, not work for Barbados, but go on a holiday there, work on holiday, and enjoy all the good things about Barbados. Enjoy. I
Morris has said it. Everybody's heard it. I'm sure Pam would like to go over there, not for a holiday. I can just work it. And do you know what? I can interview. Yeah, the lifestyle show will go over there. Thank you, Reverend. Do continue.
Yeah. So, but people are interested in it. Now, we mentioned, we talked about the airport at the beginning. Now, anytime you're talking, Barbados is a tourism destination. Tourism is the main engine of the economy. So therefore, if you're going to talk about tourism and trade, it means therefore that our ports of entry must be safe. It means also that measures must be put in place to deal with people when they come in, and also to deal with it. And you see how we went through the airport. There is, I'm glad you're showing that, because there is the whole situation and the requirements for entry.
Yes.
We have not been given all the details yet as concerning the remote employment bill and that was passed recently. Yeah. We have not been given the full details, but you can rest assured that as soon as those details become available to us, we'll be giving them to the people.
Yeah, of course, of course. We also saw, I mean, hopefully we can let our viewers see this, even as the first plane, I think Air Canada was the first international flight to land in Grantley Adams Airport from the reopening. And here we can see Reverend Charles has Air Canada lands. It's been sprayed. It's actually been sanitized. You know, look at that tremendous effort. Look at this.
And we have protocols in place as well to deal with visitors, with the visitors who are coming, all those who are coming. Now, there are going to be a little mistakes along the way. Okay, we are humans and we make mistakes. Even the Almighty, when He made the world, you know, He didn't make it perfect. He didn't make it perfect. He made it very good. So there's going to be a little pitfall here and there. But the idea is that when you meet these pitfalls, we correct them immediately.
Yeah.
So persons entering will have to go through certain protocols. I believe time may be against us for us to go through them now. But the first thing you have to do is to complete the online immigration customs form, and you will find that form at travelform.gov.bb.
Okay, that's a good one.
That form itself must be submitted 24 hours prior to travel.
Yes.
You must also be tested 72 hours prior to the visit, and that too. And the testing must be from an accredited facility. Okay. Now the question is, what happens if you
positive
tested? Well, let's do it negative first. Let's deal with the good news first. If you're tested negative with the PCR, if the PCR result is negative, in fact, if you don't have one, you have to take a test on arrival. There's always the constant reminder to wear the mask always.
Always wear the mask. Yeah. Well, we love the fact that you've given us, at least where we are there, you've given us a sort of like a social media contact details for people to get more information. We need to get definitely the website address on that. Just wanted to quickly just end with this by saying about, you know, your Prime Minister Mottley's words. So the Barbados' welcome stamp allows people from all over the world to spend a year. It's a 12-month visa, and it's aimed at those who can work remotely, which is, you know, obviously with the coronavirus, but they can work remotely, and this is a good thing to have remote working within Barbados, having a welcome stamp. All the details are on the Barbados website. Can we have that again, Reverend Charles?
Well, you download the form at travelform.gov.bb.
That's excellent. And so we have to round this up. So I just wanted to say a bit about yourself. You was appointed in 2018. 2018. Not your first time to the UK though. At that point, was it? It wasn't.
Other than I passed through here, I was in transit on my way to another European country.
Okay, Anglican. Anglican priest.
Yes, I'm an Anglican priest as well.
Yes.
And I don't like to refer to myself as was a teacher. I am still a teacher because I love teaching. I taught history at the Commonwealth School in Barbados. And I'm from one of the most beautiful united villages in Barbados, a place called Black Bess. Black Bess? Yes, you must visit there when you come.
I will do. With your invitation, sir.
Of course.
Reverend Charles Morris, Deputy High Commissioner Barbados, thank you ever so much for taking the time out to talk to us. It's been a pleasure. We need to talk to you again. We will talk to you again. But thank you ever much. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Right.
Okay. Oh, it's giving me a piece of the I feel like, funnily enough, a piece of the Caribbean just came into me there with the accent as well. So strong. It's really great. I love this welcome stamp, Lisa. Anyway, let's take a short break. See you shortly. Hi, and welcome back to the Lifestyle Show with me, Pam Joseph. Okay, now, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with Black Lives Matters, aren't we? Really? That's what we're dealing with. This week, we're looking at the world of TV, film, production, acting, anything you want to talk about. This overall is so huge. It's such a huge thing that I'm talking about here. But we're dealing with that, issues surrounding when we talk about any barriers, obstacles, blatant racism, if you will. So we've got a selection of cross-party people. I guess you can say that. Let me introduce them one by one. It is a male-dominated thing. Once again, don't get me wrong. If everybody's thinking Pam keeps having the men around her, that's not what it is. It just happens to be what it is. So let's start from beginning here. Introduction. Marlon Palmer, founder, CEO of Kush, K-U-S-H Films, writer, filmmaker, and director piece of Big B, and Mackie McPherson, founder of Urban Delight, a community-based entertainment promotions company. Right, gentlemen, as I've just said, it's all about the men. It's not really. You guys have come on and you've agreed to. So thank you ever so much. And hello to you all. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay. Right, I'm doing good. But, once again, whether we keep talking about certain issues, we're dealing with this. This is quite huge. I said it. It's really quite huge. We've got one more person I think we need to bring in. And I think it's Mad Professor. Is he available? Can we get the Mad Professor in?
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Neil. Hi, Neil. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Here we go. Let me try my best to do my introductions. Neil has just joined us. Mad Professor, CEO, Ariwa, record label and sound. We've got Marlon Palmer, founder and CEO of Kush Films. We've got writer, filmmaker, and director, Big Wee, and we've got Mackie McPherson, founder of Urban Delight, a community-based entertainment promotions company. We have you all here. Thank you, gentlemen. We want to talk about obstacles. We want to talk about dilemmas. We want to talk about blatant racism. We want to talk about anything we want to talk about within the TV, film, production, any kind of area we want to start off with. I don't know who wants to start this off. We want to talk about what are we doing about this and what's going to happen. We know it's there. We know it's blatant. In this climate with the BLM movement, I keep saying this, we can take advantage of whatever we can. So how are we going to do this? Who wants to start?
Yeah. I'll just say my piece, because I've been in the music business around 40 years. And I started Ariwa in a very hostile climate. I mean, you always feel the glass ceiling. It always existed. And now with the Black Lives Matter, it kind of confirmed to a lot of people what we were individually experiencing over the years, and how a lot of our growth have been stunted, especially when you go into the private sector and even in the BBC. From my own experience, I have a record label that produce about 350 different titles, some hits of various degree, and yet we don't get much support from the legal established stations. There is hardly any programming catering for the type of music we do, yet the landscape over the 40 years have changed. There is a lot of people who love the music we produce, and that's why we've been in business for so long. And when I say a lot of people, I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about all kinds of people, white people, um, heterosexuals, gay people, all sorts. But the legal programming doesn't reflect that. And we're now, there's a group started called um, reggae on the media, right? And it is putting pressure on the legal people to play more reggae, on on the radio, because when we investigated the situation, we realized that what places like the BBC have done, they have installed white caretakers in between the generations. So we have like the younger generation listening and catering to keep satisfied, like the older male white guys who totally disconnect with what we,
What you say, but let's
like the
Marlon,
50-year-old, 50-plus
right.
generation,
Neil,
wanted to do.
Neil,
Yeah.
Leo, let's bring in
Yeah.
Marlon now on
Right.
the reflection of what we just said. Is that you've said what you've said, Marlon, in respect of barriers, being what as every corner you promote international films, anything reflecting the African and African Caribbean person, whether they're behind the camera, whether they're in front of the camera, whether they're writing it and producing it. What kind of obstacles have you experienced, and what would you like to see the change? I mean,
okay. Well, obviously, as you know, I work in the film business, in the UK film business. The obstacles have always been there, and who knows, there probably will always be some kind of obstacle, pitfalls, hurdles, whatever you want to call them. I've encountered them, but I'm a different hombre. I don't let nothing stop me. I don't let nothing stand in my way. I am here 22 years in the UK film business as the UK's leading marketing, PR, and film exhibition distribution specialist, and that's because I don't take no for an answer. The barriers are there, but if I was to focus on the barriers, then maybe I wouldn't be where I am, and I would let other people hinder me. But if I in the film business, there are all kinds of hurdles, all kinds of gatekeepers. But I don't deal with gatekeepers. I bypass gatekeepers. It's for us to find new and inventive ways to push our agenda forward. Obviously, one of the key things is that we've got to start creating our own platforms and our own outlets, our own production companies, our own distribution companies that can be in the industry and can take opportunities when they arise. This is a great opportunity now, which I'm trying to grab myself since the whole coronavirus, because the whole game has been disrupted, especially in the film business. And so I don't think it's going to be the same as it was before, and a lot of the old rules have gone out the window. So yeah, it's up to us. I'm not going to sit there waiting, complaining at all. That's one of the things I hate doing. It's there. We know it happens, but if you focus on that, then you're forever going to end up even holding yourself back because you're focused on that. So I just focus on changing the game, opening new doors, and finding a way to get what I want done. It's as simple as that, basically. I don't know, this whole thing was happening, Black Lives Matter. I don't know. I've seen it in my lifetime. I've seen it happen many times already. So I'm looking for not temporary, changes. I'm looking for permanent changes, and that can only come from higher up. That's not going to come from particularly my industry. It's going to come from government itself, because the change needs to happen within schools, within the system itself. And okay.
is from that. Yeah, nice one, Marlon. Let's bring in Peace now. A Peace filmmaker, a writer, and you've tried to push your things through. Talk to me about your experiences. How has it been for you? And what can you see any changes? Have you dealt with any changes? You're young blood compared to Marlon. Marlon just said 20 years. Over 20 years, this guy's been doing what he's doing. You're young blood, really. So, is there changes? Is it easier? What's been happening on your scale?
Firstly, I'm going to say we are here to take over. I don't care what's happening out there. We are here to take over. I want to apologize. Firstly, I'm babysitting today, so if you hear my boy or if he jumps into the video, please accept him. Yeah, it's what I'm doing today. All right. I'm really impressed with what Marlon said. Your personal strength is very key. You don't pay attention to the gatekeepers or whoever they may be. This is the only way I believe we can overcome, and I'm going to break it down. We need to start telling our stories in the right way, as strong as possible. We need to start involving our people. Listen to me, these guys out there, these white people out there, they fought for what they are enjoying today. They worked hard for it, either in a very good way or in a very bad way. Somehow, they made their way to what they have today. All right. It is time for we blacks to come together, and that is what is pushing me into these projects I'm doing at the moment and the ones I'm planning to do now, because I realize that the more we sell our stories in the right way and in the most powerful way, the better it is for us. If you look at every young white person out there, majority of them, or maybe few of them, or maybe half of the white people that we may ever know in our lives grew up with the idea that blacks are this, blacks are that. Some of them, they grew into it. It's what they know of blacks. You know what I mean? The white child that is born today is being given lectures of what blacks are not. So that is what that person is growing with. So we need to sell out our stories in the right way for the common people, the new generation, to get to understand that, hey, these blacks are beyond what we think they are. These are strong people. And Marlon said something about film distributing companies. You're not going to expect these white companies to distribute your movies whenever you want them to. We need to create ours. We need to have our own market. We need to be strong enough. We need to be big. It is when we are big, then our voice will be heard. Then we'll become a force to reckon with, if you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah. My next project is coming very soon, and a whole lot of things are going to hinder me. But I'm not going to stop either. And I'm going to get these stories out in the right way. The right way is the most important thing, the right way. It's not about the beauty of the shots or the beauty of the directing, but the story has to come in the right way. So that when a white man or whoever, red Indian, whoever they may be, gets to sit down and watch this African story, they will sit back and like, okay, I'm coming. I need to think about these people for a minute, if you get what I'm trying to say. So that is where I think the depth of what we do and the way we involve and help each other as black people is what will take us forward.
You said about unification and you said about going the right way, but many people that probably listen to this and have done it, they think is the right way. They've done the right story. They've done it right. And they still got the door slammed in their face. Yeah.
Well, so on that, for people, you can say you think you've done it the right way. Let your viewers judge you.
How are they going to think for the viewers to see it if the door is being slammed?
Let the viewers decide of what they have seen, what they have watched. As a filmmaker, no matter how good my project is, I can't say I've done a beautiful job. I would like my viewers to decide. Let the ratings decide. Let people that watch it. Let me hear remarks that keeps my head high and say, yes, I've done a good job.
Okay. Okay. Let's hear from sitting there nicely, patiently, Mackie. Mackie, you've heard that. I know you've been banging a certain door, but anyway, let's hear what you have to say.
First of all, I'd like to say shouts out to Marlon, Peace, Neil Fraser, Mad Professor. You know what I mean? Got some of your records on vinyl in my yard, supporting the team, and that's what it's about, supporting the team. Because I said, me and Mad Professor's time. If we're getting on to music, for instance, you know, it was for Mad Professor. He was here way before the digital era doing music, yeah. And when he was putting out records, they didn't even have barcodes. Man selling his records out of a box. You understand? You know, it was different, and we've moved on. And I think when it comes to whether it's music or anything creative, yeah, I think first we got to realize as a race that yes, things are systematically harder for us, but there's reasons things are systematically harder for us. You know what I mean? And I think it stems from religion. I think it stems from history, our children being miseducated in the schools. For instance, my little man, he's already prepared for when the school tries to educate him. He'll be 6 on the 14th of October. They're in for a rude awakening when they try and speak to him about Christopher Columbus. Because we cannot let our children be systematically failed at the schools about our history, because that's where the hardship starts. That's where it starts. And for instance, when you're looking at the creative industries, we need, like for instance, the Asians. Everyone who's come after us, I believe, seems to get, whether it's Somalians, Indians, Polish, you name it. I think we need to network. We need to unite and network better. And what I find, for instance, some of us have different skills. Yeah. We're all better at stuff. I'm excellent at PR, marketing, and getting views. If you've got a video that's got 34 views, I'll have 3,000 organic views in a week. But you don't get that by wishing for it. That means I have to sit on my computer for hours, go to all the available groups that fits in to your market and music, and I'm posting in all the groups. Because my brother's in a band, he had a video and he had 34 views. And if we need to push how we promote, market our music, we got to raise our levels. And from a music perspective, for instance, there's things that we can get our music listened to, even if they're not playing for us. For instance, Mad Professor, I don't know if you've heard of BBC Introducing.
No, what's that? No.
Right. Basically, BBC Introducing is a platform for anyone to submit their music to the BBC. You set up a profile. You can submit 3 or 4 tracks a month. And if you like it, they play it. We've had one of our tracks played on, it was a garage track by an artist called Mark Matthews. We submitted, and I share it on my Facebook. I said, we can't be screaming that we're not getting nothing when we're not using what is available first and foremost. And I would recommend every artist, every label, everyone in music to set up a BBC Introducing profile. And I'll tell you why. You see, when we say, well, hold on a minute, we've all set up a profile. How come we're not being heard? What can people say? We can go for the next push. In relation to distribution, as I said, when I haven't got what you've got with the studio or stuff like that, but I started the back end. So I went and got major distribution, learned how to write single contracts. The paperwork is important because sometimes if you look at what happened to Frankie Paul, no one's mostly made more music on vinyl than Frankie Paul, but he had to have a crowdfund it for his leg. Why? If he'd have gone through PRS, and the relevant authorities and collection societies for his music, man like Frankie Paul, he'd be a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
All the collection.
Let's stream back in a bit, Mackie, now. So what we're talking about now, you've been banging the door, you've been knocking the door at the BBC, and also as Neil, we've got a situation where you're going in from that maybe the side door. You're looking at maybe we've got BBC Asia. You're looking at BBC maybe Africa, BBC whatever they call it, BBC Caribbean. I don't think so. They can't call it BBC Black. I don't think that's going to work. But we're looking at a BBC something for our owner people. That's what we're talking about.
Well, first of all, people need to know that the current director of the BBC, Tony Hall,
he's on his way out.
Pardon me?
He's on his way out.
He's on his way out. He will be replaced by Tim Davies on the 1st of September. So what we need to start doing, we need to be engaging. I spoke to Tony, I wrote to Tony Hall years back about this same problem. It's just that I'm a single dad. I was going through my own strife. I had a few correspondence, and we got on. We spoke. Then I was introduced to the programmer at the time via emails. But again, me personally, when you're a dad, Akira, and you're doing other things as well as trying to run a label, build a brand, and I've had to learn production, and I've had to learn production, because what I find is I can help people promotion, marketing, BBC introducing, social networking and stuff like that. But
it's other people get involved as well, isn't it?
Well, what I find is because I wasn't getting
Marlon was raping. Marlon 22 years ago, Marlon was raising, and he still was doing the thing. Marlon, you want to come in and talk about how you balanced it, even though it was a rockier time then, though.
Yeah.
It definitely was a more rockier time and a harder time, especially doing what I'm doing, because obviously I'm one of the first guys in the UK to kind of start opening the doors to UK cinemas. At that time, they weren't showing black films in UK cinemas. So when I started in 1998, I didn't really have no one to follow. There was no one who set the path for me to show me how to do it. It's something that I had to learn as I went along. And I had to use various skills as well as professional skills. You also got to have some hustling skills. You got to know how to hustle, and you got to know how to be resilient and have doors slammed in your face. This is one of the things as well that a lot of people, I think, are weak to. They're weak to rejection. They're weak to, maybe falling over once or two times. You're going to fall over many times. You have to get up and go again, because these people are always going to, the minute you're trying to get into something that is not traditionally part of your community or part of your, even though we go to the cinema more than anybody else, we go to the cinema more than anyone else, but yet we don't even own a cinema in this country. We don't own a cinema. We don't have a foothold in the film industry as such. More so now than before, but even now, to me, it's still kind of gone a bit backwards in a sense, because you've got a lot of people now making short films and they're not making feature films. Where we were making feature films in the 90s, and we should have gone forward and have our own studios and be doing our own kind of, maybe even our own TV channels and stuff here in the UK. Africa, these things are happening. And it's good to see these things happening out in Africa. Africans are not sitting down there waiting for no one to do nothing for them. They're doing it themselves. Over here, we tend to be sitting down waiting for people to open the door for us and for people to bring us in, rather than we trying to build our own as well. Because to me, especially, the white man is all about money. It's all about numbers and about money. And at the end of the day, yes, they do try and control various elements of it, of their platforms or their outlets and stuff, so that maybe they don't want it to be too black. But if they see that you've got something that's viable and it can make money and it's up to a certain standard, you can discover, in a sense, a parity, in a sense that they want to find out, they want to invest in you or find out what you're doing, be part of what you're doing or whatever, blah, blah. I mean, I offer a service which they see value in, basically. And at the end of the day, they want to tap into that. And at the same time, I think with my own self and my character, the way I am, I've kind of got through, because they kind of, there's some of them that probably don't like me, but they respect me. It's how you carry yourself as well, and how you step you step into each arena, into each game. I think as well, following on from what Mackie was saying as well, what point of view, I think we as a people need to step up our game. There's a lot of us that want to be in certain things, but our game, we're still doing the same thing. Some of us are still doing the same thing we were doing 20 years ago. And I see a lot of my brothers doing that. And they come to me and they ask me questions, or they want help with this. And a lot of us are still doing things the same way we're doing 10, 15, 20 years ago. And the game has gone far, far ahead right now. So we need to step up our skill level, our understanding of the industry, also our understanding of how the white man works and how the industry works. Basically, we've got to understand that, because we don't understand that. If you don't know how to play the game, how you expect to win the game?
Yeah.
Many of us don't know how to play the game, right?
So
So,
knowledge as well. We've got to step up on our level of knowledge.
And skill level, our knowledge, our skill level, the services that we offer, we've got to update. Everything is going to be upgraded and be up to. If you want to kind of go into their world, you've got to be on that level. You know, you're going to be on that level. So you've got to make it enticing for them to want to come in and bring their money and pay you for your services or for your skills, your knowledge, or whatever.
Marlon, we've got another one that's just come through. But he is another director. He's produced the film. He goes by the name of Robert Bertrand. Robert, are you with us here? Hi, Robert. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you all doing?
Yeah, we're all doing good, but we've gone quite far in the debate. We just want to bring you into, for me to say that Robert Bertrand is a director, is a producer, and created a wonderful film. Your experiences, your negative experiences, Robert. You've created this film. You needed funding, and you really needed it quite bad. But was there anything out there, government-wise, or any initiatives? How was that struggle for you to get this film from the paper, scratching it onto the screen?
It was a struggle, and what I'm noticing is with these funding bodies, I think it's about ticking boxes. Quite a lot of the films, when you kind of look at these particular schemes, they kind of fit a particular mold, and if you don't fit that mold, they won't fund your film. And sometimes I feel, is it about tokenism? Is it about, you know, are these particular films they make just to how do I describe it, as a thing of, you know, look at us, aren't we great? We're doing a film about Asian people. We're doing a film about, you know, gay Muslims. We're doing a tokenism film. And I feel as a black filmmaker, you know, we as black people, we have got more stories to tell. We, you know, things like adulthood, that was Boys in the Hood 20, 30 odd years ago. I feel like we have evolved as people, and I just feel like this whole Black Lives Matter thing, you know, going back to that, and people, you know, filmmakers and white producers and this and that saying, you know, oh, we didn't know this was happening before. And my question is, well, how can you not see what was going on in the past? You know, this is not nothing new. This is something that's been going on for years and years and years. But in terms of funding, I think the thing is we are all struggling, and I'm just picking on for what Marlon was saying. I think we all have to step up, and I think nobody's going to offer you anything. It's a matter of like, what have you done? What can you prove that you've done? And, you know, can I trust you with my money? You know, can you deliver? I think that's the end of it, really. You know, if I've got, you know, a feature film budget of $250,000, can I trust you with that money? You know, what have you done in the past that could prove that you can deliver? Yeah, so it has been a struggle, but I think it's a long journey, and I think it's how hungry you are as well. You know, nobody's going to give you anything. It is how much you actually want it. And you know, I part funded my film, and I got people on board, and I just had to get it made. You know, nobody's gonna do it for me. You just gotta make it happen. You know, I cut some corners. I made the film the best way I could with what I got, and I think that's the be all and end all. I think, really.
Okay, what we're going to do, you guys, because, you know, we've got too many questions and things, and this is just sort of ready run over, but we still have to at least go through a couple of them. We're going to just have a little bit of a stab of a wee break. We're going to be back. Questions to be asked. Okay, we're back. Lifestyle. We're just going to go straight through. We've got this big panel, huge panel here. We still need to hear something from the Mad Professor. I know you have to say something. So I'm going to just quickly say the first question. Sylvia, because they're going to kill me. Sylvia from Woolwich, she's asking, why isn't there more Black directors, writers, producers in the UK? Perhaps if there were more people in that field rather than in front of the camera or on the stage, there could be a more powerful impact on the industry. Who wants to answer that one? Peace.
I would answer that one because I'd say I've got the most experience here, and I think this is the problem. There are plenty of directors and people behind the scenes. No one doesn't know about it. That's the bloody problem. We only get to hear about the Idris Elbas and the David Oyelowo's and all the people in front of the camera, but there's been many people from way back behind the scenes, cameramen, directors, writers, but you don't hear about these people. Obviously, they don't always get a lot of opportunity. But there are Black directors, directing episodes of even various series on TV now. But unless you're in the business, you don't really know about it. And because they're not really lauded over here as the way maybe a Black film director is in America. But obviously, a lot of the Black film directors are actually working on big budget films. But over here, they're working on TV, which is still a big budget. And not so much films as such, but there are a lot of directors here, but we just don't hear about it. We just don't hear about them at all.
Okay, let me just look up quickly then. Brian from Swansea says, the only way we as a community are going to see more Black storylines, directors and producers on mainstream television is to demand a similar initiative they have in the States, a fast track system for Black and minority ethnic individuals. Who wants to answer that? Peace. I can't hear Peace. Come on, Peace.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah. From my own personal point of view, is this: when you do that big bang, when I mean the big bang, your name will be heard. Now, for us to get there, this is what I'm putting together now. Should I stylishly announce that I'm putting a very, very large team for a large production together for something big coming. Now, for me to achieve this big thing, people have different opinions left and right. But I just feel that one thing I know Hollywood does that makes things work out for people, even Blacks right there, is what we call collaboration. If I, as a Black man, I have my money, I want to film, I just want to film myself and have the glory to myself and it's my production. No, but it's beyond that. Now, I have Marlon here, I have Robert here. I may want to put a big production together. And I say, you know what, okay, Marlon, I believe he's an expert with this. I wouldn't need to spend too much. I can bring him in as a collaborator and see how we can work things out. Get this one also on board. Have a large, massive team out of collaborations and partnership. Are you getting me? You don't need to spend all the money to spend in the world. And when we come together, we become a bigger force. And when we're that big force, we do big things. And that is why when you're watching films of the Hollywood, like for instance now, let me use for instance now, Lord of the Rings, for instance. I don't know all the sponsors, but today you see Universal Pictures in conjunction with Social Pictures, with Digital Motion Pictures, Dark Pictures, they all come together. It's not just a one-way thing, you know what I mean? It's, if we want to go big, then we need to come together big. And in this industry where it's so hard for us to break into the market, listen to me, these guys only deal with money. So they want to see what can cost money back to them. So
what this person is asking, Brian is actually saying that in America, they have a fast track system for ethnic minorities, whatever field that they're going in, they have a fast track. Now, what he's saying is, why can't we get that going on?
I think you need to explain better what the fast track simply means, really. If the fast track is simply to be explained, I would like to imbibe it right here, because fast track is something I don't really understand, really.
It's still a system. It's still a system of pushing things through a lot quicker with assistance from governments, and funding, and getting to your point on where you said you bring in Marlon, and Robert because of the films. And I believe if we can all identify each other's strengths and weaknesses, especially if you're in the same field, we need to pull together more. And I seem to find that as a race, we don't seem to do that very well, you know. And that's why I find personally, for instance, I'm not a producer. I'm not like Mad Professor, but I've got excellent distribution. I've learned all the paperwork, the stuff where I feel sometimes we fall down when it comes to the professionalism of how you would do stuff. But I'm now learning to be a producer. I've got the software, because if you're waiting for people to help you, might as well learn yourself. And that's what I find, you know, we've all got different strengths and weaknesses, whether we're in the same field, but we don't really put each other up enough. Or, as I said, and I'm sure we've got loads of millionaires in this country as well, you know, in particular fields, who are seeing people's struggles, but they'd rather just get interest rather than invest.
I still really want to know what that fast track really means, because it has to be very, very clear. I'm sorry.
Is it kind of like the Rooney Rule in like American football? Like, I don't know, like, is that what they kind of mean? Like,
well, particularly in business, in industry, and what have you, America introduced to help the African Americans introduce a fast track system, whatever field you're in, whether it is in the field of politics, the field of journalism, they do a fast track. And this was seen as, I think the AAA did that, and that's the body of racial advancement, if you will, in America. So that was enacted, and they have this fast track system. We don't have that over here. We had something that was called the Cultural Diverse Network. It was launched in, I think, 2014. Before that. My mind serves me right. 20 wasn't even the 20s, Pam. It might have been in 1999, if that, 98. BBC, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5 created this initiative where they were going to try and involve more and employ more minority ethnics, including Black people, you know, all across the board, when anything to do with TV and film. We went to that. We thought it was good. And to be honest with you, I'll tell you the truth, there was a lot of us there, but I remember seeing a lot of Asians inside, and I'm thinking, well, hold on a minute, isn't this just sort of diverse and cultural? And where's the blacks? I remember saying that. I went in there as a reporter. To report on this grand initiative, and I can see the result today. When you look at the news, who's sort of doing the anchoring? A lot of Asians. When you look at the reporting in the news, who's doing that? The Asians. When you look at other things, it's the Asians. And this was all about us lot. It's about blacks as well. And it's like we're meant to be on that bandwagon, but yet we're not. So that's what I mean.
I'm not sure if I totally agree with you there, because to tell you the truth, I've been seeing a lot of new black TV announcers recently, and I even had to comment myself. Oh, there's a few new ones, because during the lockdown, I'm sure I've seen at least 2 new black announcers on Sky, and I think and on the BBC. But also, just in regards to the film business and also TV, there is a new policy. It's not new. It was implemented maybe about 3 years ago, but it hasn't really had much of an effect. BFI has implemented a diversity system for production companies and mainly production to have a quota of minorities, black and other diverse people on the production team, basically. So, and I've just read recently that they've looked at it, they did a review of it. It hasn't, worked as what they would like, and now they're trying to, as of next year or so, implement it, push it further, and set up new new not new initiatives, but making it work better in a sense to have that quota of people coming through. It's not necessarily a fast track, because you're still coming through at the bottom, on the bottom rung, on the bottom ladder, and it's for you to try and work your way up in the industry. And as we know, you're still going to probably, as you go up, hit the glass ceiling here, there, and everywhere. So it's for you to make your own way. But the door now, they've opened it for more minorities and, you know, BAME, which we, you know, are where we're trying to get rid of.
Exactly.
More people to come through the doors. So they are trying to do something like that.
No doubt, Marlon. We're hearing sounds and noises. We just gotta let them come through. I just may say one thing, because we've lost. But we know Professor's going to come back in the entertainment. If you guys want to watch this, he's got an announcement to make. They're going to be protesting outside the BBC come Tuesday. Yeah, come Tuesday. Which
protesting, okay.
I better let everybody know this, because so Tuesday is going to be the 28th. 28th.
Let's hope we get a turnout.
And what's going to happen? They're wanting to boycott BBC. Talks have fallen through about certain things. So we are going to hear more from him in the entertainment segment. That's coming on back later on the show. We have to round up, you guys, and it just is social. It always just goes so quickly. So quickly, everybody, just give out your social media bits. Bang, Marlon, start first. Bang.
Go on, let one of the other guys. Robert.
Okay, Robert.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Robert Bertrand, Twitter, Robert Bertrand. Yeah, just hit me up, send me a message or anything. I'm always happy to collaborate, read scripts, whatever. Just get in touch.
Thank you, Robert. Peace.
Me up as my name, Peace Osigbe, on every of my platform, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere. Peace Osigbe. I'm working on new projects now, so if you want to hit me up, and yeah, you never can say, but you just get to do one or two things together.
Marlon.
Yeah, Kush Films. You should know. Just Google Kush Films, KUSH, Kush Films. Twitter, Kush Films Online. Instagram, Kush Films Online. Facebook, Kush Films. Yeah, Kush _ online on Twitter as well. So we've got 2 on Twitter. Kush Films Online, Kush _ online. You can find us. Marketing, distribution. I'm looking for content now to distribute. I work with a lot of the big film distributors. So if you've got something worthwhile, quality production, then come and talk to me. Also marketing and PR, we can help you with. All right, thank you.
Nice one. Okay, and Mackie?
Yeah, it's Urban Delight Entertainment. If you just throw that into Google, it'll come up. Facebook is the same. Just look for Mackie McPherson, Urban Delight. And again, you know, promotion, marketing, digital distribution for your music, websites, graphic design. And I've also stepped into family law advice. You know what I mean? So yeah, because you know, again, you have to diversify in these times. So I'm gonna get all these guys' details, and I think to prove a point, what we need to do, you see us guys here.
Yes.
If we can all work together in any capacity, let's just make sure we do it and make something happen.
That's how you started rolling. That's how it is.
Definitely. We'll get something going. I'm going to get all your, we could all do something. We'll work something out, but let's not waste this opportunity of today and show what happens when people speak, how progress can be made in any capacity. You up for that?
Never said.
Yes, yeah, always up. I'm always willing to support.
Respect, guys.
All right. Respect, guys.
Thanks, Pam.
Thank you.
And Hazel, respect. Robert, all the team.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now. Wow. Oh, I love that. You know, that's good. Women come on board as well. So, and maybe I've just spoken the same sort of way that I should have been speaking. But after the break, I'm going to surprise you with a lovely, actually, this woman is so talented, it's unreal. Lovely in the business, in the entertainment business, and she's going to be here. It's after this. Hey, and welcome back to the Lifestyle Show. Now, this next guest she's not a stranger to the Lifestyle Show. In fact, she's been on plenty of times. But that was actually a few years ago. There's been a bit of a gap, but she's been on our TV screen. She's been in our home. She's been in our home, and our in many guises, if you will, different characters and great characters that she does, and grace the boards. She's always graced the boards. The theatre. So many talents. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome UK's, one of the UK's favourite female black actors of all time, Ellen Thomas. How was that, bro?
How's that for an interview? How's that for a, welcome? Thank you so much.
Look at you. You look, every time I see you, Ellen, why is it you look younger? I know you said to me, if I tell you, you'll have to kill me. But what is it? What have you got going on? That you're looking, you did it great there. What did you just do? That was great. You moved good.
I moved it just a touch. I'm going to try and do it again and see if it, see if it makes it any better. Let's see. Does that help?
Yeah.
No. Yes. It was all good, and then I touched it. I shouldn't have touched it.
Here we go.
Okay. How's that?
Excellent.
Does that work for you?
That's good. Yeah. Great. Lovely. Ellen Thomas. I said a few years ago. Am I correct in saying this is 2020 now? So would I be correct in saying the last time we probably spoke to us was 2016?
Easily. Even before that, maybe. Easily 15, 14. It's a while.
So it's good. I mean, we've been all keeping up with you. We always keep up with you, what you're doing and everything else. But I mean, we haven't had the chance to get you back on. And then, of course, we had a year's sabbatical, don't you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had it. But and then as we've come back in, it's whatever's happening. So we've come like this. So it's all good. But it's great and wonderful to see you.
Love to see you too.
I tell you what, I was bowled over. I've seen this image of you in this gorgeous silver gown.
Oh.
and I came through it. I'm like, ah!
Fairy godmother of bling.
Well, you look. What was that about? That was last year.
Yes, that was Christmas or Sky One, David Williams' project, After Ever After. So it was basically what happens after ever after. And we go into it. And I played the fairy godmother of bling.
Excellent. That was excellent. That was it. But you know what? I'm going to go to something here now, because to be honest with you, people kind of know you in the UK, your best roles, mate. And I'm talking like this for a reason.
Yes, I know why. Oh, bless her.
Woman, very opinionated, mother, but you're very strong in that, Claudette. And this great and fabulous award-winning British. Yeah. How has that been for you to be in that family? By the way, there's so many characters. I'm going to tell the viewers about this. Let's talk about Claudette for a minute. Let's talk about Claudette.
How many characters? Well, the record books say 4.
I don't think I'm not sure if people really got caught up on that, because the way you sometimes they make you up and the way you act, and you're such a brilliant actress, you go with the role that you are. Yes. So you play that to such a tick that people say, no, she didn't play that. What? So let's talk about this. Pearl Chadwick, Night Night.
Oh gosh! Oh my goodness, that's going far back. Wow.
Yeah. 2002. On a bombing. 2010 to 2011. And then the big one, but it's Claudette. But I mean, right now, everybody, because you've had such a huge role as Claudette,
yes,
and been a big part and a major one for you in EastEnders. Although you've played 3 other characters,
Yes.
this one is the biggest. Talk to us about that and your experiences there.
Oh my goodness. I absolutely love Claudette. By the way, she was sent off to Coventry, literally. So, and I was told that if they didn't want her back, they'd kill her, and they didn't kill her. So, she's in Coventry. So, but it was Dominic Treadwell Collins. He came on board and as exec producer, and he called me in and he had a chat and he said, I have a vision for this woman. What do you think? And I said, bring it on. The rest is history.
Yes, that absolutely is. I mean, just bring it on. Bring it on indeed. It's funny though. It's funny though. I'm going to tell you the truth. As I said, you play a role, any role you get, you can play a grandmother, and next minute you can play a young tart. But that's true. But you playing Richard Blackwood's mum.
Yes.
Kind of like I get my head around that. But you play it because I know how skilled you are.
Yes.
Because if somebody really focuses on that, well, what did she have him when she was, 10?
10. I just played Idris Elba's mom, and people are saying, "Oh my God, you just maybe a little bit." What did you have? Well,
I think I don't know. It's the way the makeup, and certainly the makeup must help, but it's the way your mannerism and your skill.
Yeah, I'm a character actress, so I look for characters, and I look at our aunties, my mom, cousins. I walk the streets looking for characters. That's what I love to do, and then store it in the memory box. And then when a chance comes on a script, I say, "Aha! Aha! I know this woman. I even know the way she walks." Yes, that's the joy for me. That's a total joy for me.
Absolutely fantastic the way you do that. We're going back when we say that you wasn't actually born here. You were born in Sierra Leone.
That's correct.
Came over as a teenager. What made you just come over and say, "You know what? I just want to be an actress"? No. How did that happen?
Well, it came about because Saturday morning, me and my two sisters, we had to have a hobby. Something I didn't know anything about, but my mom and dad said, you have to have a hobby. What's a hobby? Well, it's something that you do that's fun, that you can do on a Saturday. And we had a choice of things to do. My sister Emma chose athletics. And I thought, oh, I like dancing, so I'll choose dance. And then, of course, there was only ballet classes in Middlesex, where we grew up. And so I did ballet. Saturday mornings, I did ballet. Totally fell in love with it. Didn't know then that it wasn't just the dance. It was also the character, having to work a character into a dance. That's what attracted me to it. Yeah.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
The character into the dance. So
Yeah.
help in your act. But what was that key moment when you said, "Do you know what? I want to be an actress"? When was that? When did that happen? The key moment.
Well, that happened because I wanted to be a dancer. I went to ballet school.
And
it came about when I decided that I want to do this every day. I want to do this for a living, but I'd do it even if I didn't get paid. I would still do it because I love it so much. And of course, my parents then said, "Yes, well, stay on at school, get the A levels, get the O levels, and then we'll talk about it."
Yeah.
So so that's how it came about. And to this day, I love my job so much. I'll do it for free. My agent won't like me to say that, but
let's not say that.
It's a love thing. It's a love thing. Yeah.
It is. I mean, you've been at other things. I mean, BBC seems to love you. Can I just say this? Because teachers. Do you know Casualty? Let's go to Casualty. 20.
Oh yes.
Homo Masters. That's a recurring role, though.
It was. I think I did about 3 months. It was a storyline for Jacob, played by the fabulous Charles Venn. It was a storyline for him that I came in as his mom, and to deal with schizophrenia and all of those other challenges that seldom Black people get to, to portray on television. So it was a joy. Yeah. I have to give the team at BBC, I have to give the team at Casualty total, massive big up, because they've got all the people behind the scenes who help you with it, the instructors, the people who actually work in the NHS, who deal with that kind of thing every day. They were there on hand to help you with the script and tell you how people behave, what they do, and they were wonderful. They were absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
Spent their money on that, isn't it? Casualty,
Yes.
they spent money on that. Talk to me about teachers.
Oh my goodness. It's so funny because somebody said, I saw you in Teachers, and I go, oh my goodness, that's such a long time ago. That's easy. They go, no, recently. And I go, recently, yes. They said it's streaming on A4, some channel 4. Yeah. So it's still happening.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. And I mean, you play significant. You're the secretary.
Yes, from hell.
you're rather. What can I say about you? Do you think
Liz,
you're that?
Liz Webb.
Do you think you're that?
I loved her. I loved her. She was yeah. I love playing characters that are very removed from me, because I'm so nothing like her. Same with Claudette. I'm nothing like that. I wouldn't say boo to a goose. So to play those kind of characters is wonderful. Get out of myself. Yeah.
Love that one. Okay, let's go on to BBC Radio 4, Claire in the Community now. Radio.
Yeah.
That's another translation. I mean, that's good to have so much things that you can do. Your stage, your TV, your radio, your screen.
Yeah.
I mean, radio for you is like a doddle, isn't it? Because your voice is so lovely. Anyway.
Radio's lovely. Yeah. A friend of mine was in New York about a year ago, and he said that he turned on the television, PBS, and he saw me in EastEnders. He turned on the radio, and he heard me on the radio. It's like, I can't get away from Helen Thomas.
Is she here? Oh my God, it's on the radio.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's move on now. BBC Two drama series Rev.
Yes.
It's Rev.
Adoha.
You was awarded Best TV Comedy Performance at the Black International Film Festival Music Video and Screen Awards for your part of Adoha Onyeka. Onyeka. Talk to me, man. Talk to me. You see, you get all these titles. What was Adoha? Adoha was a bit.
Adoha, yeah. She was a helper in the church because she was totally in love with the Reverend.
Into everybody's business.
Yes, and she was in love with the Reverend. So anything he asked her to do in the church, she was there, and grew up in the church. So know those women. They sit in the front row and they look lovingly at the pastor. Oh, no, those women. So it was, again, another joy to play.
You might get some of the people that was Ellen thinking of me? Was Ellen thinking of me?
Oh, the aunties that I portray, they know who they are. They know.
Oh, fantastic. I love the fact that you see real people and you take them on and you do it in this. But that is a skill of an actor. Again, I'm saying that to you. But your best, people keep saying now, I don't know why they say this, your best role is for the 2010 BBC One and Horizon TV comedy written by our very funny guys, Matt Lucas and David Williams. Come Fly.
Come Fly with me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. It was lovely. They were lovely guys.
And you're a Liberian. You're a Liberian passenger.
Yes.
And everybody thinks you're dodgy.
Yes.
Right.
Their minds are amazing, those two. Yeah. Twice since I've worked for David Williams, actually. So he's a good one. Yeah.
But you come in, you play your role to such a stretch from one place, that Claudette in EastEnders, to this sort of a bit kind of funny woman, Mrs. Mabutu, in Come Fly With Me, who's kind of slightly, are you a bit delusional in this Mrs. Mabutu role? Are you a bit funny?
Yes, she was disillusional. Yes, she definitely was. Oh my God, that was such a long time ago, Pam. You're going back.
You got gold, and you got certain channels that they've been regurgitating things through the lockdown, you know.
Yeah,
so
yes.
Been things back up.
Yes.
So
and the most famous one, of course, Lenny Henry, Mrs. Johnson.
Mrs.
Johnson.
Mrs. Johnson.
I'm walking down the road and people go, Mrs. Johnson. And I'm like, oh, that can only be me. So turn around and say hello.
You know what? The thing about it, the roles that you had, this is what I said saying is significant. That's the skillfulness of yourself, Ellen. That the roles that you've played, people still remember it. You said, oh gosh, that's such a long time ago, I can't remember. But people do remember it. They do say, yeah, but you were like this, and you were like that, and but you were like, I guess I was, but you can't really remember, but they remembered you.
It's a long time ago.
You know, you've let they significantly remember this actress, Ellen Thomas, that played that, and they did, and your people imitate you, actually, your characters.
Oh, bless. That is an honor.
Don't we? We know that that's a good sign when people start saying
a good sign. Yeah.
Good sign. Yeah. Also starred in Johnny English Reborn 2011 and Basic Instinct 2 in 2006. We got to get that one as well. Ellen, you're a filmmaker, you're a producer, and you've got your own production company going on. Tenay Entertainment Networks Limited. Talk to me about this.
Yes. Well, basically, the company is to put on shows, to create work, because I see so many talented young people out there. Seriously talented young people. So the company is basically to employ people to write, direct, produce TV. Basically, that's what Tenay Entertainment is there for. The challenge of lockdown has put 1, 2, 3 projects on hold at the moment, but we'll see where that goes. Yeah.
So any inspiring writer and people that
oh my goodness, yes.
What do they do?
We're looking for writers. We lots of actors. I go on YouTube and I look at projects and I look at web series, and if it's really good, I look at the writer and I connect with the writer. Yes, that's the sort of thing that Tenay Entertainment Networks is doing at the moment.
So right now, when this is out now, it's going to be out again on the Sky Channel then in about X amount of days' time as well.
Yes.
Someone's listened to this. Someone's heard what you've said. They've got an idea, storyline. How do they get in contact with you? How do they send?
Well, Tenay, email me. Email me, Tenay Entertainment Networks at gmail.com, and we'll take a look at it. Then we'll get in touch with you. And if it's of the standard, then we'll get on board. We'll start talking development.
TENNEH.
Yeah, networks, more than one. Yeah, at gmail.com. Yeah. So if you think you've got it, we will have a look at your work. And if it's of the standard, we'll start talking development. But like I said, everything is on hold because of COVID-19 and the pandemic. But once that is completely eased and shelved, we can actually start to go into production again.
Brilliant. Let's talk about the back end of 2020, or maybe let's talk about 2021, Ellen. I don't know. What ideas, what projects are looming? What's there on the horizon?
Ooh. Well, there's a film that I was supposed to be doing in March that was filming in Paris that was put on hold again because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but that's come back in again. And we're now waiting to see how we can work it, because a lot of the time it's going to be about how social distancing on set. insurance companies taking on insuring leading, A-listers and so on. So there's a lot of groundwork to do before we can actually get back to filming, at least with films. Television have started a little bit, but movies, it's going to be a while before we are actually physically up and running.
Yeah. Stage theatre is kind of
even longer for stage. It's heartbreaking, really heartbreaking. During the lockdown, one of the things I thought to myself, oh, I miss going to see a show, see a matinee, and then maybe go see a movie in the evening, and because movies are meant to be shared with an audience in the dark. That's the best way to, you know what I'm saying? And couldn't do it. It was really challenging. Really challenging.
Yeah. I mean, Ellen, for the past few weeks on the Lifestyle Show, we've had a good couple of actors and actresses come on, but mainly actors, to be honest with you, talking to us about, what they've been doing or what they've not been doing. But a lot of them have said actually they've found time to maybe write. They've actually written. They're actually thinking of writing things. They're actually doing all these things. They've got a few things remote that they're doing remotely and things like that. But it's like you put in, you talk about a free bird as an actor and actress, and then you put it in a cage. The wings are flapping, and I think it's like, I think with some of them, it's like, this has got to stop. We got to get on the stage, or we got to get back in front.
Actors got to do it in front of an audience. A musician can write on their own. A writer can write on their own, but actors, we need an audience.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
To make it feel proper and right. Well, no doubt. Early 21, it probably come up open, proper again.
Oh gosh,
maybe not the same way as you know it, Ellen, like not with the big crowds inside the auditorium. Maybe with half.
How a theatre is going to make money if you miss every other seat? How are they going to make money? How are they going to break even? That's the challenge. That's the challenge. It makes me want to cry. I don't want to think about it.
We don't, because I think you know what, it's going to be okay and it's going to happen. But in the meantime, what you're doing, things that you're doing still remotely, doing whatever comes to you remotely and what have you, it's good. It's still good, and still good on the screen, because they are regurgitating a lot of things, and it's good for a lot of actors because we're seeing things again that they would probably not have put back on the screen, but because they had to, but it's great. So we're seeing a lot of things, and it's good. I think it's good for you guys as well, because people, the young ones even that didn't even really know some actors and actresses, and they're seeing these things and saying, oh, I like,
and they think it was done yesterday. Like, no.
When I look at you, Ellen, it was obviously done yesterday because you had 8.
I love you. Thank you.
So I keep thinking, I need that cream that you've got. I'm sure it's a cream you've got. I know
my parents, my mum and dad, I thank them so much.
DNA. Never said. That's what we all, what, my sisters and I, and that we say that. Yeah, you got to meet our parents and thank them. But I mean, still, I still have to still say, I don't care. You look great. I don't care.
Thank you.
I hope everything goes well for you. We will keep in touch before the end of the year again. Just to touch base with you and see that everything's okay. But from what I can see about you, you look like you're doing all right.
I've had to change the diet though, Pam.
I've had to change, I can see it. I can see it.
Yes, I have to change the diet. Have to get the workouts in as well. You know what I mean? And you got to just be on it. On it all the
time. Darling, let's take 5. Take care of yourself, Ellen.
I will. Thank you so much. Lots of love. Lots of love. Thank you.
Oh, how wonderful. Oh, gosh. Right. Short break now. Going to get refreshments. See you in a bit. Here we go, here we go. Lifestyle. And back with me, Dark Persuader.
I am indeed. How you doing, Pam?
I'm good, I'm good. I'm very good. So I'm so good that I'm going to go and take my break now and enjoy your segment.
Well, it's my. But do you know what? Possibly because someone thought that you were interviewing them, but it's cool. I'm going to interview her instead. I'm joking. I'm just pre live joke that's going on. Just taking a bit of banter, but it is an honor and a pleasure. So Pam, rest up, and we're going to go to our monthly segment. See you later. Bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Entertainment Corner with myself, Anthony Jordan. As I said, we're going to kick off the show with the monthly segment, the lady of gospel, the one, the only, Miss Annette B. Hey, Annette.
Hi, Anthony.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm good.
How are you?
You're looking good. You're looking amazing as usual. So it's a pleasure to have you. To give a bit of blessing to the end of the month, you know, what better than a bit of gospel explosion? So I'm loving it. So Annette, you did say this the last time we had you on. Just before lockdown, you were abroad, so luckily just made it in. Tell us a bit more about that.
Wow. Well, actually, we had a conference in South Africa. Myself and Pastor Duranche, we organised a women's conference called I Am Her. And we went to South Africa. Oh, yeah, and our book launch and my album launch, all in one. And we had a phenomenal time.
Excuse me, did you say book launch?
Yeah, book launch.
Singer, tick. Presenter, tick. Book, tick. Radio host, tick.
There's a host of ladies who all came together under the umbrella of Dr. Duranche, and we released a book, which is a top-selling book, actually, in the UK, Australia, and the USA. And phenomenal. And but while we was in South Africa, the COVID-19 just escalated, and they actually started to shut down the borders. And my family, my children said, "Mom, you know, come home to me."
Can you imagine?
Yeah. And I just about made it. I mean, Pastor Duranche, she's only just got back to the USA about 2 weeks ago from
wow.
She was the only left over there that got locked down in South Africa. But you know, God kept her safe. She met some amazing people, amazing journey that she had in South Africa. So what the enemy meant for bad, God turned it into good. You know?
Amen to that. No, thank God. Yeah, thank God. Indeed, thank God for that. That is, it's a real blessing to really hear that. And it, you know, just hearing that someone has only made it home in the past 2 weeks just makes it so much more real of how the situation is currently going on.
Oh my God.
No, that is something. Okay, so yes, let's not waste any time. We're in South Africa. We're going to do this in a bit of a two-parter, but it is the whole one interview. So I'll allow you to introduce it, please. The stage is yours.
While I was over there, one of our colleagues, you know, one of our brethren, I actually met her in South Africa. She came over from the USA, from Florida, and I actually interviewed her while I was in South Africa.
Nice.
And her journey is so amazing. And so just take a look and see what she has to say.
Okay.
Hey, this is Annette B, and I'm here in the awesome, beautiful country of South Africa. Oh my God, and I got this beautiful woman of God, Lillian Tinsley here. Isn't she absolutely beautiful? I tell you, so Lillian, tell us a bit about yourself and why you're in South Africa.
I'm in South Africa with the I Am Her team, and we are here to empower women as well as in empowerment, personal empowerment, business empowerment, as well as leadership. I hail from the beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida. I am a 51-year-old mother of 2 and a new grandmother of a 2-month-old beautiful baby boy. My ministry is Healing Hearts Personal Touch Ministries, and it was birthed out of going through the survival of domestic violence, rape, and several types of abuse. And God really dealt with me about how people have been abused and have gone through situations such as I have been, and their hearts were contaminated. They weren't able to release, you know, what was in them. And so even the word of God was not able to penetrate because there were layers of things. And such as myself, it took a while before not that I didn't accept that I had been abused, I had accepted it, but being a mother, being a single mother, going through life, that I never took the time to allow myself to heal and to become the beautiful heart. And all through the situations and challenges that I had gone through, it was my sincere prayer to God that my heart never became hardened, and that I never violated anyone else's, that I worked very hard along with allowing the Holy Spirit to use me to love and authentically love and have a healed heart.
Wow, what a powerful story, what a powerful testimony. And to see how you have grown out of the abuse situation into this beautiful flower. My God, that's been handpicked by God. Wow. So what do you plan to do in the future going on with your ministry?
Okay, in the future with my ministry, it is my sincere desire. I have a heart for people that have prostitution, strippers, those that have been on drugs, those that have been through domestic violence, those that have been through rape, and I want to have a transitional home for them to be able to go and get the counseling, to be able to get career development if they don't have that, to be able to learn social emotional behavior, social skills, and those things that are needed to empower them to be that Proverbs 31 woman, to be I am her, to be the best that they can be. But you have to be beautiful inside as well as on the outside. So that's my desire, to be able to have a place, a one-stop shop where we would have counselors come in, psychiatrists if necessary, because we have bondage causes depression, causes oppression, causes types of things that can cause us not to be who God has authentically made us to be. And so we have to work through those processes with people that can love us where we are and not further allow us to feel the guilt, the shame, because no one asked to be raped, no one asked to be violated in any type of way. But life happens. But just like you said, God can make something beautiful out of those ashes, and He can turn it around. And what's exciting to me is that as we allow the process of healing and God to heal us, that we become beautiful, and that He can use us to help others do the same.
Amazing, totally amazing. So in the near future, or is that sort of how are you developing to get this thing off the ground, this get this business off the ground?
Okay, I have been talking to different grant writers about that, and we are looking for sources that want to come together and sponsor and invest in that. I also have a school on my heart. I've always worked with at-risk students, such as students with learning disabilities, first generation college students, those that have not been exposed to cultural activities and things that can empower them and help them on their journey through their matriculation to college. So that's important. And my mom is a retired assistant superintendent, and we have this vision, and we have some sponsors that we have a building. So actually we have to put all of our resources together, and it's going to be a K through 12 school and empower those people that have. So within the next 3 years, we plan on seeing that the school manifest, and we're gonna, like I said, it'll be K through 12. So within the next 3 years, look out for it. And God has promised that this will be a model that we'll be able to take to states, countries, and even nations.
Well, you've heard it here. We've got the beautiful Lillian
Tinsley.
And you've heard about the project, you've heard about the ministry, the awesome business, you know, all intertwined, helping the people of the land. That is just so phenomenal. I wish you all the best in the future. And this is me, Annette B, and the awesome
Lillian Tinsley.
Right, sorry, I have to. Oh, bear with me a second. Sorry about that, Annette. Right, you know what? You know what I love, don't you? It was a wicked interview.
Yeah.
But it was with me, Annette B. I love that, right? I love that. I love that. That's got a nice ring to it. I think that's what I'm going to intro you next month. With she, Annette B. That's the one, right? No, but really powerful interview. Really like that. Some real powerful words in there.
Motivational, I'm telling you.
Do you know what? You mentioned that you were in South Africa, and it was really, dare I say, stupid of me to have not thought to have asked the question, but I'm glad to see it did happen. You went to Nelson Mandela's house while there. What was that experience like?
Oh, it was just so breathtaking to actually stand outside his house. We looked through the gates, and it was just, it was a moment in my life that was just so significant. I looked at his driver, I thought, oh my God, he drove out of here, and it was phenomenal. It was so nice. It was empowering.
No, I love that. I love that. And no, well done. You just, I mean, I can imagine what it's like. Just the other day, I was in the embankment and I saw the statue of his head, and I was like, oh my God, I have to take a picture. This is Nelson Mandela. To be outside his house is just beyond. That's wonderful.
I had to go there. Had to visit.
For 100%. So, Annette, before, I know there's another video. We have a music video to see from yourself. But what else? What else is Annette up to in this current time?
Oh my gosh, there was just so much is happening. Music. I mean, people are saying, Annette, when you going back into the studio? So I'm planning on going back into the studio. I started writing songs. So that is in the pipeline, should I say. It's all good, and interviewing some more really phenomenal people for just like Lillian, and that can encourage people that go through terrible situations in life, but to know that you're not out. You may be down, but you're not out, and you can rise out of the ashes. So I just want to keep bringing more motivational interviews to the screen.
Love it. Great stuff. So what we'll do, I'll let you intro your video, then we'll catch all your socials, and we'll follow on from there.
Okay, Anthony. Well, in our music section, our spotlight music video is on the beautiful multi-award winning gospel artist Priscilla Bailey. She's beautiful in and out.
Hold on.
Big track, big track. As you see, I hit the dance moves right now. That's a really, really nice track. Love it, love it, love it.
I will break you down.
Yeah, that was big. That was big. No, great stuff. So, Annette, can we just catch your socials? And yeah, that would be it for this one.
Yes, Anthony, if you want to be featured on the Lifestyle Show, you can hook me up on Annette B on Facebook Messenger, or at Annette B_official on Instagram. Or if you want to email me, you can email me at Annette B, that's ANNETTE B.music with a Z, not S, music at yahoo.com.
Okay, great stuff. So until next month, that is she, Annette B. I told you I'm going to forget it. Okay, Annette, thank you very much. And we'll catch you next month.
Oh, peace out, Anthony.
Yeah, you too. Stay safe. Okay, bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the entertainment corner, we're just keeping it going one stage to the next. That was Annette B. Right now, I'm going to introduce a young lady who's been in the industry for 10 years. She's had songs written for her by the likes of people who've written songs for Kylie Minogue. She's performed at Ronnie Scott's Live. And believe it or not, I said 10 years and she's only 19. The one, the only, Miss Lydia Singer. How are you?
Hi, I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So Lydia, just tell us what, like, wow, all this at the age of 19. How did the career start? Where did the passion for music come from?
So I'm actually 18.
I'm gonna. Okay.
No, 19. I cannot wait to be 19 100%.
Sure. Fair enough. Apologies.
But no, it all started when I entered my first music competition, singing competition, at the age of 9, and I happened to win it. And it just kind of went on from there, meeting lots of people, doing lots of gigs, getting into the recording studio, writing my own music, and here I am today.
Cool. No, well done, well done. And like, as I said, so you've had like one of your tracks written by someone who's written the song for Kylie Minogue. You've performed at Ronnie Scott's. How did those experiences feel for you to have, like, don't get me wrong, making those achievements is something, but hitting those landmark moments to be able to work with people who have worked with such greats as Kylie and performing in such iconic places as Ronnie Scott's?
Yeah, I mean, getting to do the track that was obviously co-written by Rob Davis, it was absolutely crazy. And obviously, you know, I would always listen to Kylie Minogue when I was younger, and still do now. Obviously, like, she's always on the radio, and you know, her songs are some of the biggest. And so it was such a crazy thing. It was almost, I think, because I was quite young, I think I almost didn't appreciate it as much as I do now. But it was just so amazing. And as well, getting to perform at Ronnie Scott's, that was just such an amazing experience, because I got to work with some seriously talented musicians who, you know, just were so extremely good. And again, really young as well. And, you know, getting to perform with them and to perform on one of the nights at Ronnie Scott's, it was just so crazy. And I did know how much of a big deal that was, because I remember going into school telling, you know, that I was going to be doing that. And my teacher's like, you know, that's the West End, right? And I was like, oh my God, West End, yay.
Yeah, that's huge. And you're not actually from London, so that even makes it like, I can imagine for them to be like, you're in the West End, like, wow. But again, how did that feel, knowing that, I mean, so what was, knowing that your teachers and school friends are like, oh, you're in the West End, you're doing these big stuff. Like, how did you feel? Like, was there a bit of a bigger smile on your face in school at the time?
No, I mean, it was just so exciting, really. Really exciting. And obviously, I've always had a massive love for jazz music as well. You know, I think that's probably one of my influences doing music growing up, and been one of my influences writing music. So, you know, to be able to perform, I performed after You've Gone, which was one of my favorite songs at the time, Ella Fitzgerald. And yeah, it was such a crazy experience. And it was just such a nice atmosphere as well. And yeah, I just really loved it.
Great stuff. So, I mean, you've done that. You've also done London Fashion Week. You've covered Purple Rain by Prince. But as you said, like, you write your own songs. Where do you get your inspiration for the songwriting? How is it? Past experiences? Is it just motions, feelings? How do they come about?
Everything. Yeah, like life experiences, just things that inspire me. I never really know what's going to inspire me, to be honest. So it's always, you know, interesting to see what will. But yeah, just lots of things. And sometimes I'll find myself, you know, hearing some producers' tracks, or whether it's a song that I've written at home that I want to record. But usually stuff will just come into my head and I can't get rid of it. And then I just grow on it, and then that's my song.
Cool, that is awesome. So you've done a bit of jazz, the pop, you also do a bit of R&B. Which one would you say is your, I know it's such a difficult question because you do them all so well, but which one would you say is your direct, if anyone wants to know who is Lydia, what is Lydia's singing style, how would you describe that?
Definitely pop, R&B, but you know, jazz is just, it's such a good thing to be able to have and to be able to influence you, because obviously, you know, everything really does come from jazz, and jazz in some ways in all of the music that we listen today, to be honest. So, but yeah, if somebody would say Lydia Singer, then yeah, pop, R&B.
Perfect, cool. Talking of that is kind of leading us on to, not the reason, because I've been hearing about you. I've had you, we performed at the Samurai Soiree, such a wonderful voice. Now that Lifestyle's back on, it's like an honor to have you, like really happy to have you here.
No,
but there is, I don't know, but there is a track at the moment, Games, which has been out, part of a, is it a 3-track EP coming out? Am I correct?
Yes, so I've just got a couple of singles coming out, really, and Games was the first one, so it was the one to start it all off. That came out on the 26th of June. Cool. And it was just it was really crazy to be able to finally get some music out, because the last time I released music was probably Easter last year. And then, you know, lots of things happened going into my last year of school. And so it was just so nice to be able to finally get some music out. I did Games last summer, so it was part of the sort of summer 19 thing. But yeah, and so to be able to finally get it out was really exciting.
Perfect. That's great stuff. That's great stuff. So talking about the current industry at the moment for artists, I've been asking every artist that we've had on. With the lockdown, you know, you're not able to go to shows, you're not able to do most of that stuff. How has it been for you in terms of being able to produce music, in terms of getting your music out, connect with people? Has it been more of a blessing, more of a curse? How has it been for yourself in the industry right now?
You know, at first, I think everyone was kind of just waiting to see what would happen. But to be honest, just using social media to be able to connect with loads of people is what I was doing already, because I was, you know, and still was literally up till the summer because I was at school full time. It was quite hard for me to be able to, you know, meet people in real life anyway. So most of the meeting people I would do would be online, or that's how I'd get introduced to people. So to be honest, hasn't been much of a huge change, but obviously it's just been easier because more people are going online to meet different people. And I've just started producing some of my stuff at home, which is really, really exciting. And yeah, I'm just learning as I go, really, with new things that I can do.
Fab stuff, fab stuff. Okay, so we've talked about Games. It would be an injustice for me to do it, and I have the actual singer here to do it. So could I give you the platform to introduce your video?
Of course. So I'm Lydia Singer. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, by the way, by Lydia Singer HQ, and this is Games.
Spooks, y'all did it again.
Come on over, we can talk, we can see about that. Next to me, I wanna see how you act. I can't wait for you to make the first move, so I will watch you entertain yourself and let you loose. I see you playing your games, playing your games. I see you playing your games, playing your games. I don't know what you were thinking. Don't tell me that we are linking. I can see everything that you're trying to do to me. So hell no. See you playing your games, playing your games. Now we're over, you tell me that I'm all that you want. It's so funny, you can't see that this never begun. I can't wait for you to make your next move, so I will watch you entertain yourself and let you loose. I see you playing your games,
So that's just a teaser. I absolutely love it. I'm a gamer by nature, right?
Yes.
So, like seeing that was awesome. It is so. I don't even think you're old enough for those kind of retros. Not even trying to, but like, no, I loved it. No, that's so cool. The 3 lives at the top, everything about that. So, how did you come up with the concept of both the song and the video?
So games, I came up with the song. I basically got introduced to a producer called Spooksville, and he'd been doing some work with the Big Nasty Show. He'd been doing some tracks which featured on the show. So I got introduced to him, and I, got to listen to some of his tracks. And, as soon as I heard that track, I just loved it. Cool. And I instantly heard the hook, the games bit. And so, I got in contact with him. I was like, please, can I do this track? And, I did it. I got into the studio with it and I wrote games. And basically, it was about a situation that was going on in my life anyway. I kind of had a bit of a fling thing during the summer. And I didn't really know what was going on because the guy was being really hot and cold with me. And I was basically just like, stop playing your games. And then I wrote games.
Love it, love it, love it. That's awesome. And the video just, 3 chances, you're out. Love it. Perfect.
Yeah,
Really
the video was so much fun to make because we made it in a completely abandoned place. And the director of the music video, his name's Gio. He's such an amazing person. And the video camera guy as well. Well, it was just so much fun to make. They had the idea of the video game and they explained to me what they kind of wanted it to be like. And I was like, we're doing this. Wow, this sounds so cool. And they from the start had the idea of there being like 3 of me at the end. So we knew it'd be a bit tricky to like make sure that we got it right. But when we did get it right, and it was so worth it.
No, it was. I've seen the whole video and I encourage everyone to check Lydia's YouTube page to check it out. It is awesome. It's all kinds of greatness. Lydia, you did promote your socials before, but if you can just put those out again, just so everyone knows where they can catch you, hear more of you, and anything that's coming up from yourself.
Yes, 100%. So you can catch me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I go by the name of Lydia Singer HQ, and you can also check out my website, lydiasinger.com, and also TikTok is Lydia Singer HQ as well.
Oh wow, you're on the TikTok as well. Great stuff.
Oh,
I did not know about that one. I will be checking that out. Lydia, thank you so much. Once all of this is down, I promise it to everyone, but I do promise it to you as well. We will definitely have you in studio and we'll have a chance to catch up and see more music from yourself. Keep up the good work. You're doing fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So, thank you very much. And we will catch up soon.
Thank you so much.
Okay, cheers. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Lydia Singer. Do be sure to check her out. You've heard all her socials. She's got some great stuff. Right, I'm feeling really lucky. I had Annette, then I had Lydia, now I've got another young lady to introduce. It's not even my birthday. But okay, she wasn't with us last week, but she is here again. The one, the only, Miss Jade Marie Joseph. Jade! So you're muted.
What
Cool.
you said, it's not even your birthday.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Oh, I love it. How are you, Anthony?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Yes.
You know what, people say this, and it's normally that cheesy line, but I'm going to be real. Better for seeing you. We missed you last week, Jade. We missed you.
I know. Things have been good, man.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
Okay. So, can't get into detail about this one, but I had a really massive audition. So, I mean, huge. You know what I mean? So, fingers crossed, all goes well, and I come back hopefully with good news. If not, I'm just honored that they even asked me to audition for this huge role. Other than that, I think the last time I was here, I spoke about being involved in a short film called Believe, Conquer, Motivate by an artist called Vils.
Yes.
Yeah, so the behind the scenes documentary has come out on YouTube today, and it should be the actual film itself should be coming out very, very soon. The short film should be coming out very soon. So yeah, I mean, you can check it out on YouTube. His name is, if you go to Vils, VILLZ only, and then you should see BCM the movie, BTS Part 1 or something like that. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing a bit of Jade behind the scenes, as it were.
Yes.
No, that's big stuff. That's big stuff. So you can't get into details, so I'm not gonna put you in any compromising situations. You know, we're like, hey, we heard you on the lifestyle show. But is there any kind of hint or anything that we can like? How? Okay, I'm not gonna make you hint at it, but being as big as it was, how was that experience for you?
It is. It's very nerve-wracking, man. It's very nerve-wracking because you think, oh, you got to put your all into this, but at the same time, you don't want to overact.
Yeah.
So there's like there's a balance of just doing your best, but doing the best you've ever done, if that makes sense. Because it was the self-tape, which was really hard. But I got the help of my uncle Patterson Joseph, who's obviously an actor as well, and he really helped me kind of just tune in to it. Let's see what, I don't know. It's an American role, and that's all I can say. I don't want to jinx anything.
No. Listen. Everything in its time. Okay.
Yes.
You've done it.
Yes.
That is a box ticked, and I'm not here to come and put in compromise. I know how everything goes in life, right?
Yeah.
I do what I do on the side, and there are certain things you can't announce. Now I can't have you be like, no, Jade, this is lifestyle. We need the exclusive, and then they'll be like, yeah, exclusive what? No, we're not here for that. But all I can say, as a person who's been watching this and hearing that and understanding, you know, I missed you last week. We're real. Like, yeah, congratulations and keep up the good work. You know, I'm not saying it in no bad way. I am not saying it in no bad way. These are the achievements. You know, as I always tell people, success is not a destination; it's a journey. Yeah. You have ticked that box. You are keeping it going, and I'm positive. I'm positive, and I believe we will be hearing good news in a couple of weeks. Or it might be like, oh, contact Jade's agent, and I don't know if I do agents, but you get where I'm going with this. So no, I wish you the entertainment corner viewers, myself, all of us, lifestyle. Wish you the absolute very best.
Thank you.
Absolute
very
best. No,
Thank you
that's going to be good stuff. Aside from the big stuff, what else is going on in the world of Jade Marie Joseph?
Well, other than the old acting stuff, I'm back at my normal job.
Okay.
Salon, which is an experience within itself, just kind of going back and having to wear protection upon protection. And that's a whole new experience within itself, and all these plastic shields and can't get to. I don't know. It's funny being in an environment like that.
No, for sure. I can imagine.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. It's weird.
It is what it is, but keep going. Keep going. This is what we have to do. We hang in there. Hopefully, you know, everything must come to an end, is what I like to say. So hopefully we can resume to normality and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, Jade. I mean, anything else you'd like to add?
You're coming up.
Hey. Tell these people they're just.
I know.
Hush.
She doesn't ever.
Hush.
She never gets it. Just
Do you know what I mean?
in my space, in my zones, man. I'm trying to.
Do you know what it is? She can sense the good vibes, and she's trying to be with you as much as she can before you're taking that plane to you know where. So it's cool. It's cool. We understand it. But shush. I'm saying that now. When she's back on, I'm going to be apologizing like nobody's business. Don't worry. It's cool. This is the way we play the game. I'm brave while we can be brave. You know, this might be my last week. Anyway, I had 3 female guests. I'm happy. No, Jade. All I can say, if this is my last one, it's been fun. But no, no. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anthony.
Keep up the great work, and please, your socials.
Thank you. Yes, my Instagram is at Jade_Titch. My Facebook is Jade Marie Joseph, and my Twitter is at JadeM_actress.
Perfect.
Peace.
Great stuff, Jade. Always a pleasure having you, and I know how the industry works. So hopefully, see you next week is what I will say.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Bye, Anthony. See
ya.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jade Marie Joseph with some great stuff ahead. So most definitely look out for that. I will be doing a tribute, but we will be doing that closer to the end of the game, end of the show, end of the game. I've got the other side of the game still in my head. But as you can see behind me, it is a musical vibe. So I'm just going to drop a bit of music right now. And this is Zeph with Cruising.
Yeah. definition. Words that mean things are written, giving life to sound. Birth of a beautiful picture, ultrasound. The captain, so I wear my crown. I represent the front line with all the soldiers are villains. It's a patronizing, patriotic world we live in. My parents ridicule me, cause I style in a pauper's living. Like they never once fed a pauper's hunger. We grind every day into eternal slumber. I'm feeling that wily, I'm trying to do numbers. Like a wise man said, you better get in Lombarda. My chest so high, I'm feeling walking on thunder. And I let it rain down, I'm in my own lane now. Flow so dope, call me K now. High off life, I'm spaced out. Climbing out the rough, I'm made out.
Yes, we got it in the bag. Can you feel it? Get into it. There's no time for stopping us. Now we're never looking back. Don't you worry. Come on with me. Hear me now. We're moving. We're just cruising.
It's crazy.
We're moving.
Yes.
We're just cruising. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, listen. Started off with heartache. Young boy life had me in the dark place, but I had to see the light from my margin and get the cake, left the games in the arcade. Nothing ain't changed but the dark shades. Can't see the light, so you know I had to depart ways. From the days I used to say you get sprayed, Joe would get sent west like Kanye. Concepts with Skits 9. Them times I knew that I'd be doing it big time. Every other verse I'd be spitting the sick line.
Okay, so that was Zeph and Cruising. As I said, guys, at the moment I'm going to be I'll be mixing the old and the new. So that was an old time classic, and do check out Zeph. Hasn't done music in a while actually, but he's got some big stuff going on. Okay, I say this very, very cautiously because I was a bit brave earlier. Miss Pam Joseph, are you there? Hello. You see, I can still be brave because you're still muted. Miss Pam Joseph. You're muted, Pam. You're muted. You're muted.
I'm thinking that someone's going to unmute me. So here we are. I love every aspect of what you did there. You had Annette, gorgeous Annette, explosion, gospel explosion, and giving us California. I think the lady was from, but they were in South Africa. But she's from California.
Yeah, that's
the lady. Yeah, that was remarkable in
so.
itself. Inspirational lady, and I loved your. She's an inspiration. This new girl on the block, looking good. Video, great.
Yeah, she is very, very talented young lady.
Looking hooker. I saw you drooling. You know, just at the back end of it.
Listen. I know you're trying to play the little revenge game. I'm in a fully committed relationship. Please.
No.
Slow your roll.
Yeah, I think you knew she was. You know, she's talented. She's gonna. I think she'll get somewhere.
She is indeed.
And then we've got Jade Marie with things that she could say and can't say, and not wanting to put her little mouth on it for a reason. But it's kind of huge. It really is, Anthony. I'm telling you.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
There you go.
The fingers are crossed.
Have we got Professor coming back to talk?
No, he hasn't come back as yet. He should be coming back. We haven't seen him as yet. Do you know what? Let's do one more video.
Yeah.
Just to be polite.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to do a bit of a tribute. I am going to do a bit of a tribute because sadly, the world is a sadder place.
Yes.
The world is a sadder place. We have lost Dobby Dobson.
Yes.
One of the originators of Rocksteady. Sadly, so Dobby he passed away at the age of 78 this past Tuesday in Florida at 4:30 p.m. He had been suffering with Alzheimer's for a while, and unfortunately, during that battle with Alzheimer's, COVID-19 caught him, and unfortunately, he is no longer with us. So, yeah, a great loss to the music industry. We had a few pictures there. Thank you very much, also for putting that up there. For anyone thinking, I know the name, who's it? Lovin' Pauper, Endlessly. These are the tracks that he put together. And right now, as a lifestyle tribute, yeah, we're going to go for it. This is Dobby Dobson, Lovin' Pauper.
that you're accustomed to. Can't take you out to fancy places like other fellas that I know can do. I'm only able to romance you and make you tingle with delight. Financially, I'm a pauper, but when it comes to loving, I'm alright. Don't show me what your friends are wearing. I really don't want to see. Don't tell me what your friends are buying, 'cause money doesn't grow on trees. Tell me about the things that excite you, that makes you tingle with delight. Tell me where to hold and touch.
Dobby Dobson. Do you know what? I'm not normally so bad, mine, yeah? But from my screen, I can see something you can't. And that's our wonderful vision mixer, Miss All Saint, who honestly was jamming to that tune. I nearly brought her in. But I thought, you know what? I'm testing fate and I wouldn't do that. But no, big tune. It is. Even I was rocking. I'm not going to lie. I was rocking to it. RIP to a legend who will not be forgotten. The one, the only, Mr. Dobby Dobson.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Nice one.
Competition time.
Right, competition time. We have to say the winner of last week's competition. We asked you the question. Metronome. When were they created? What year? 1973. Sounds old. It is. That is decades.
It's older than me, but it just proves you can't stop. You can't stop a legacy.
Defo, you can't. Eversley gave us that when he spoke to us, and the answer was 1973, and the lucky winner is Lottie Sweeney from Islington.
Congratulations to you, Lottie.
Yay! And a hamper, Dalgety, teas, and all other things going to be right.
Fantastic.
Good. Now, we got to think of a question for...
I had one. Because I'm not going to lie, I was sitting there jealous looking at the laughter you and Ellen were having. I'm not going to lie. And you hit a golden nugget, and I think this would be the most perfect question. Ellen Thomas has been in EastEnders.
I knew you could say that.
X amount of times. And no, it's not 10 when I said X. Yes, different characters. So yes, she was recurring as the same character multiple times, but she has played different characters on the square. Now, how many? Pam mentioned it. They listed them. I'm not going to ask for the names. I'm not that evil. But how many characters has Ellen Thomas played in the British hit?
Eyebrows moved. There wasn't how many times I moved my eyebrows. I don't know if nobody saw me do it. I did it the amount of times, but then nobody watched that. I did it the amount of times.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away. How are you going to give away my quiz like that?
I won't.
No, it's fine. It's fine. If we're generous, we're generous.
So, answers to lifestyle
on Ben.
YouTube.
Oh, well, to be fair, we'll stick with the email on this one. But you can, again, guys, we do have many platforms by which you can get through to us. And here they are now. The Lifestyle on Ben on Instagram, Lifestyle TV Show on Instagram, Twitter, Lifestyle TV Show, YouTube, Lifestyle Show TV, and Facebook, Lifestyle on Ben. Basically, I will keep saying it, guys. Can't really do it on YouTube, but DM us, instant message, and lifestyleonben@hotmail.co.uk. Limits the amount of winners that will be there. If you go putting it under a comment section, you're just giving more people a chance to win your essential prize.
And you're all gathered, all the correct entries are gathered. We just potluck.
Randomly pick them.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but we just put all the names on the bowl.
Yeah. And there you go.
We do it the traditional way. We don't use computers for that. So.
Thank you, all our guests today. I mean, gosh, it's been a big one, and it's been a busy one. And thank you to all of them. Busy schedules, but they came out and they spoke to us, and we, made the show work. But the show cannot work completely without you, the viewers. No. Thank you ever so much. Tell your friends, tell your fam, tell everybody you can. keep watching the show. Give us that support that we need.
I like that rhyme. Tell anyone, tell your fam to tell anyone you can. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, Pam, that was awesome. That's the best way. So until the next week, I believe it is time to close. Stay safe, stay strong, stay positive, stay lifestyle.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much.
And Tamaray Event Designers.
That's the one. All our sponsors, thank you very much. Okay, guys, it's been a wonderful vibe. Why not continue that vibe with Brian Art? Can't cut with vibe. Have a nice weekend. See ya.
So you never know. Come on, you never know. Even my voice, you should have known, man, I'm Jamaican. Not because we look so cool and I'm Ray-Ban. Yeah, real life, man, I promote. So my them no know about them like they feel so loud. You know them can't cut with vibe. More love, more life. You know them can't cut with vibes. More love, more love, more life. Them can't cut with vibes. We got it in with blood. Roots up in anytime we touch the road. Cut with vibes. We got it in with blood. Roots up in every time. Hey, give me the greens, but I want no bacon. And if you deal with certain things, but I want no shake hand. Yo, humble out in our creation. And I don't work for praise and congratulations. Certain things we don't support. Give thanks for what we have and what we don't do without. They can't cut with life. More love, more life. Can't cut with life. More love, more life. Them can't cut with vibes. We got it in we blood. Who's up in anytime we touch the road? Cut with vibes. We got it in we blood. Who's up in every time? Oh, you never know. You see the black, you see the green, you see the gold, but you never know. Cause you never see the depth of the soul when we go. Certain things we don't promote.